And hello and welcome to the Kingdompreneur Moment Live Show. I am your host, Doreen Lettsome Reid, the Kingdompreneur Coach, sent to unlock what's inside you, the mission, the message, the mandate. Welcome to today's show. And you know what to do, ladies. Hashtag the confident woman. We are still celebrating the confident woman as we are preparing for Leaders Rising the Confident Woman World Tour. I want to remind you as I share my screen with you that we are still seeking those speakers. Yes, it is literally your time, ladies, to come to the forefront, to come to the stage. We want you to come out. It is time for us to rise up as leaders, the confident woman, and actually dominate in the worldwide marketplace. It's your opportunity to get the key to unlock what's inside you. The confident woman as a leader rising in the worldwide marketplace to enlarge God's territory while increasing your influence, your reach, and yes, your profit margin. All while boldly proclaiming your faith right slap dab in the marketplace. It's time to rise up, ladies. No more staying in these boxes. Burn that sucker already. What are you doing in these boxes? God is calling us. He is drawing us from all four corners of the world. If you are in Asia, inbox me. If you are in Canada, inbox me. If you are in Australia, inbox me. This is an international call for speakers. This is a call for stateside speakers. If you are a coach or author, this is your time to rise up and come to the forefront and let us come together and boldly proclaim our faith right slap dab in the marketplace. Let us come together and get empowered, get equipped, get trained on how to boldly proclaim our faith in the marketplace. You know, the Kingdompreneur Moment Live Show is powered by Divine Connection Network Association. This event is powered by Divine Connection Network Association, where you have an opportunity to continue to share, connect, and grow even after this event. And we have partnered with Courageous Woman Magazine, which has a phenomenal reach, a phenomenal platform, and all of these things bringing it together. What are we missing? We're missing you. So this is your opportunity to rise up as a leader, as a confident woman, and really take the stage and boldly proclaim your faith right slap dab in the marketplace. For more information about becoming a speaker, you inbox me right now. Go ahead and like and share the video. And of course, comment hashtag the confident woman. Now I have a question for you, ladies. Those of you that are watching right now, maybe you can help me with this question. So I've never traveled. I've never went abroad. I've never visited any other countries. I don't even have a passport, right? So many of you may be just like me. So I have a question. How many of you have ever traveled outside the country? Do I hear any comments? Go ahead and drop it in the comment if you have ever traveled outside of the country. Have you ever been on a plane? Drop it in the comments if you've already been on a plane before. Drop it in the comments if you've traveled before, you've traveled out the country, you've even traveled internationally, but at this point you're so frustrated with travel, I just want to stay home. Maybe that's you. If that's you, say yes, I can relate in the comments right now. So with all of these questions that I'm posing to you, how do you think that we can be positioned as confident women to go out and travel again since COVID-19 restrictions are being lifted? How can we position ourselves to be confident in our travel and getting to our destinations for business trips, for recreational trips, for high-powered meetings that we may be doing? How can we position ourselves as confident women in the midst of travel? Well, guess what? I am bringing to the stage right now our very own Tanisha Stevenson, who is a member of Divine Connection Network Association. And ladies, let me tell you, when I say that she is the travel expert, come on now, give it up for Tanisha Stevenson. Thank you for being here. And we're going to get some expert tips on how to actually learn how to be a confident woman when traveling. Welcome, Tanisha.
Thank you for having me. It is awesome to be here.
Yes, and you make it better because you're here, right? And you're bringing all of your expertise to the table. So, ladies, I want you to go ahead and, many of you are, going to catch this in the replay. And I want you to go ahead and just I want you to go ahead and share this information. If you can have a time to get your pen and paper right now in the live. If not, do hashtag replay and go ahead and sit down with Tanisha and I and learn how to become a confident woman in the midst of travel. So, Tanisha, tell us a little bit about your business and tell us how in the world did you get involved with travel? How did you become the travel expert?
My travel business began in 2019. And then shortly after everything started to get geared up, of course, we got hit with COVID. But I love to travel. Now, my main love is cruising. So I love to cruise. My family cruises, and we used to do it quite often, and we'll do it again because travel is coming back. But yes, I thought, why not do something that is my passion because it would really fuel. So that's why I got into the travel business.
Okay, so you turned your passion into profit, basically, and your
Exactly.
and your profit is your passion. That makes total sense. So, Tracy Cox is here. She says, "If we say we trust God, no need to worry. If you're going to worry, no need to pray, and if you're going to pray, no need to worry." Thank you,
Exactly.
thank you, thank you. Tracy Cox is here. She's also says that she's been on a plane and she's been out of the country, so she has familiarity with confidence and having that confidence to go in other places. Now, Tracy, tell us if you're frustrated. Go ahead and drop that in the comment because if you're here today and you're frustrated, we got some keys to unlock what's inside you as a confident woman traveling to so many destinations. So, Tanisha, where have you actually traveled? You told us about the cruising. Have you traveled other countries, or what have you done? What has been your travel experience?
My travel experience has basically been the Caribbean.
Caribbean.
But
Okay.
as we, Dominican Republic, Belize, Costa Rica. But I see myself because on my bucket list I'm going to Paris, France. That's definitely going to be one of my places I want to travel to South Africa. So I'm definitely putting more things on my bucket list as a travel business owner. You want to make sure that you are getting out there because you just can't encourage others to go out there. They want to make sure that you're doing the same thing. And I love to travel.
Yes, and Tracy Cox says, yes, it's time to go places soon. All right, so I suggest that you definitely connect with our Tanisha Stevens, who is the travel expert and also a member of Divine Connection Network Association. Now, Tanisha, when you was tell us a little bit about your travel experiences and all the places that you've already been, the Caribbean, Dominican Republic, and while you were talking, I was like, this is why I'm so excited about Leaders Rising the Confident Woman World Tour, because so many women go different places and get exposed to these different cultures when they're traveling, right? And so when you're traveling, you're probably thinking in your mind, what is it like for a Christian female business owner in this part of the world? What does that look like for her? What is the Kingdompreneur perspective on an international business level? And so the Leaders Rising the Confident Woman World Tour, we're really going to be looking at that from hearing from international women as well as stateside women such as yourself that has been exposed to those type of cultures, and to really think that we are truly blessed here in the States, and also to understand a lot of our challenges may be similar, and seeing how we can really share, connect, and grow on a kingdompreneur perspective. Because if you're a Christian businesswoman and you're in Africa, Belize, Paris, where you want to go, you have those type of needs to connect with other women around the world, just as we do, and we can come together and build something very special. So I'm so excited about Leaders Rising the Confident Woman World Tour. So with that being said, Tanisha, if a woman that is watching right now is so frustrated with travel, she just says, forget it, I just want to stay home. Give us a tip that would really help navigate us as confident women to go forth and go abroad, to go and get on a plane, to do these different things and have these experiences.
I think one of the biggest fears that we have when we're wanting to travel internationally is we're worried about customs. And right now, while we're in COVID, we have many travel restrictions. But let's just say, for the sake of example, we did not have those restrictions, and because we are going to get back to a place where the restrictions will be lifted. When you travel internationally, it is best to do your research where you're traveling to, because we all know that many places they have different customs, religions, and there are certain things that you may not want to do. So, and as tourists, it is our best, it's at our best advantage to make sure that we know those customs when we're traveling to other countries. And as women, especially, we know that we, as businesswomen, we can't always have someone with us, because sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go, and you have to travel alone. And we have to make sure that we're safe and that we just don't stand out and look like a tourist. That we kind of blend, and we make sure that our safety is always, because being confident does not mean that you throw safety to the wind.
Absolutely. I love that advice that you take the time and do your due diligence and study the culture. And that goes right back to Leaders Rising the Confident Woman World Tour. We have actually set up a Facebook group for this specific purpose, because as the speakers and the influencers come into the Facebook group, they're going to be providing some tidbits of different culture in different countries and what it's like for them, giving us that knowledge, because knowledge is power. So that when we
Right.
get to the grand finale, we would have already done our due diligence and learned about different countries, different cultures, just like what you're saying. So you're saying use that same concept of doing your due diligence and studying where you want to go, get informed, can actually empower you to be more confident when you're traveling, instead of just saying, well, I'm going to Hawaii and I'm just going to do whatever. You're saying, no, take the time to be proactive and pause a minute and get familiar. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. As a travel business owner, what I try to do with my clients is I make sure that I get everything that goes on in that area. I make sure they know what they're going into, what to look out for, because a lot of times when you step off of that plane in that airport, you know that crime element, they're looking. A lot of times I've heard that women get approached because they say, well, do you need a ride? Do you need a ride? Try to have a rental cars are good in any area that you go to. I'm not saying that Uber and Lyft are not good, but I'm saying make sure that when you respond to things like that, that you know exactly what you're going into, because you don't want to accept rides from people you have no clue, that you think they're an Uber. So we know that things like that can happen. So it's best to always be proactive. Speak with your travel business owner. I mean, you don't have to go through them exactly, but they would be willing to help you and give you some tips and make sure that you know exactly where you're going into.
Okay, so that's a really good point, because that's something that I'm concerned about, because I've never traveled internationally. I've always wanted to go different places, and I've shared it with my husband that I want to go different places. I want to get on a plane. My daughter and I have made a decision this weekend that we're going on the helicopter ride. This should be crazy, because this is her birthday weekend. And I'm like, okay, she has insisted for some time now that we just both do something wild and crazy together. So we are truly making a memory. I'm going to do this on Facebook apparently, because she's been talking about it for some years. I've been talking about it. We've never been up in the air, Tanisha. So help us, Lord. We've never been up in the air. And so for someone like me, kind of like reluctant when I do tell my husband I want to go places, and he's like, well, no, you don't know what to expect with the people there, the crime there. You may not can come back. I know, because I have family in the British Virgin Islands. When they went over there, they didn't even expect to stay so long, because COVID had shut down everything. They could not leave out the country. Those things like that happen. So give us some proactive things that we can do with you, working with you as an expert. When we come to Tanisha Destinations of Travel, when we come to you, how are you going to prepare us as confident women to travel safely and avoid these hiccups?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to check with the CDC, because we're constantly able to get updates from the airlines, from um, the cruising industry. We know who's got restrictions, who doesn't. We know when those restrictions are going to be lifted, what those restrictions are. So we want you to know ahead of time when you hit that ground. Are you going to be quarantined when you get there? Do you need a COVID test 2 days prior to traveling? Will you need a COVID test before you leave? It is our job and our duty to find that out for our clients. It doesn't cost any extra. We do that because that is what we provide. And we're not saying that you can't do this on your own, but you get all of this service when you connect with a travel business owner. We find that information out for you because we want you to be prepared. We don't want you to go into a situation where you're stuck um, out of the country and you can't get back because you were not properly notified and you weren't properly given the right information about your traveling restrictions.
Okay, so Tanisha, go ahead and tell us how they can get in contact with you directly as the travel expert today. How can they get in contact with you? And also tell us more about how we can ensure that when we're off the plane, tell us a little bit more of your strategies to protect us, to make sure that we're not getting in the wrong transportation. What do you do? What does your company provide to make sure we're um, being in the right transportation, going to the right destination? Because you don't know where the hotel is. We can just look at it online, and we've never been to the country. So the person driving, we don't even know if they're really taking us in the right direction or not. What is your tips on that? And tell us how to get in contact with you directly.
My phone number is area code 803-724-0964. You can also messenger me through Facebook as well. I answer both ways, but I definitely will pick up the phone and connect with you at any time. You can also email me at destinations by Tasha via at gmail.com. When you are traveling, even domestically, a lot of times I will suggest if you're when you get down, when you touch down, have a rental car set up so that you can, in most places, you can maneuver with your rental vehicle. You can get to places where you need to be. You get off that plane and you go straight to the rental car desk and you pick up your rental vehicle and you're ready to go. However, if that's unavailable, we're going to make sure with the hotel that you're staying at, many hotels provide shuttle, whereas they will pick you up from the airport and deliver you, and they'll also take you to many other surrounding areas that you can get to. So the most important thing is we find all the options that are available to you to make sure that you get to where you need to be at the time that you need to be, and especially when you're traveling for business. A lot of times you don't have minutes, or hours. You have to get off that plane and get to that meeting, and that's what we want to make sure that you don't lose any time.
Okay, so we have a lot of people requesting your number again. I've already got your name in the comments, so give us that number one more time. I'm gonna put it in the comments for them.
Okay, it's area code 803
Mm-hmm.
724
Seven two 724.
0964.
Okay, so that's Tanisha Stevens, 803-724-0964. So I love how you said that you actually are using high quality 4-star, 5-star hotels that provide the shuttle. So you know the hotel because that's something concrete. You as Tanisha, the travel agent, have called ahead of time. You have verified. You have given them, the client, all the information, and then they themselves can call and say, okay, I'm here, I'm ready for my shuttle. And that's a point of contact where you're talking to a live person that you should have already built a relationship with. So I love that. And it just eliminates all the confusion of who's coming to pick me up, which car do I get in? Is this really a Lyft? Is this really a Uber? Or is this someone imitating? So many crazy, bizarre things are happening. We really have to use discernment. And as from a kingdompreneur perspective, the Holy Spirit, who is our master coach, does give us discernment, ladies. And so what we have to understand is, regardless of what country we may be in, especially if you're in a new experience, really rely on the Holy Spirit to direct you. If you have an unction within yourself that something isn't right, then it's not right.
Exactly.
It's just that simple. Even if you can't put your finger on it, if somebody or something doesn't feel right, I'd rather be safe than sorry
And a
because
lot of times too, you can have a car service. Um, we offer, I mean, a travel business owner has access to so many vendors. You need a car service the entire time, depending on your budget. Many clients have a budget where they can factor in um, private car service the entire trip. And I know everyone can't do that, but that is another option that we provide. So we want to make sure that we give you all the total options. I never assume what someone can and cannot do. I always offer.
exactly. I love the because that's a different scale of business. We know that we are talking to professional women here on the Kingdompreneur Moment Live show. We know that you're worldwide travelers, which is why we're doing Leaders Rising the Confident Woman World Tour. So we already acknowledge that you're coming from different parts of the world. You're doing business worldwide. You're expanding God's territory worldwide. So we understand that. And that's why I wanted Tanisha to come on and give us this perspective of how to be a confident woman, even in traveling. So with that being said, having that private car service is an extra layer of defense for you, and then you won't even have to worry about it. You're assigned one particular car person, that you're assigned one particular company, and then everything is just eliminated, and you can really take the opportunity to focus on the business at hand. So I
Right.
love that feature. You've taken us from the different 3-level tiers of features that you offer, as they work with you as the travel expert, Tanisha. So I thank you for that. You've taken us to the fact that, okay, you can drive yourself with the rental. Then above that would be the first tier of defense. The second tier of defense is you can stay in a luxury hotel that provides a 4-star, 5-star luxury hotel that provides the shuttle service for you. That's the second tier
Mhm.
of defense. The third tier is, okay, you can just eliminate all that altogether, stay in a 5-star hotel, and we're going to provide you a private driver, a limousine, a driver, and that way you're going from point A to point B securely. Now, when we wrap those things up, that is a beautiful service, and I really think that when they work with you and get more understanding of the different packages you have and the unique way you're approaching, that you said, I don't assume anything. I'm always offering. I'm always laying it out for you so that you can make a confident, informed decision as a confident woman. So I love this discussion. Anything you want to tell us before we wrap it up?
Just most women who are entrepreneurs and they're in business, they travel quite frequently, so they know all of this information. But if you're just starting to travel the world, what I would suggest is don't be afraid. Don't let fear overcome. It's faith over fear. And get with a travel specialist. There are many of us, and we don't mind sitting down and talking with you about the many different places that you can go and the different options that you have, because there are many affordable options. And travel is coming back. Travel will never leave, because we have to travel for work, we travel for play, we travel for everything. So let's get in the habit of getting out there and seeing the world, because there's a lot of world to see.
Absolutely. And Tanisha, the ladies here on the Kingdompreneur Moment Live show, they want to connect directly with you. You
Okay.
are you are what sets everything apart. There may be thousands of travel agents, but today is your day. And you are here on the Kingdompreneur Moment Live show. You've given us all of this information. And so I know that the ladies are going to connect directly with you and your company, because you are here and you have taken the stage. And this is what it means to be visible. You gain that credibility. You connect with people here on the Kingdompreneur Moment Live show. This is what it's all about. Tanisha has already traveled to all these Caribbean places, to the Dominican Republic. So she has that international perspective already, and she's bringing it here to the Kingdompreneur Moment Live show. So that's what sets you apart. And you're a member of Divine Connection Network Association. So that is phenomenal that we have an in-house person within Divine Connection Network Association, a go-to person to help us with our travel. And since we are now doing Leaders Rising the Confident Woman in a world tour, we're going to be increasing women from different areas, and then we can share, connect, and grow with them. And then, of course, you can continue to help with that as well, learning different cultures, getting us to travel different places. So I'm just looking forward to that. I may even get you to book me out. I want to start small. I want to start small. I think my husband would agree to go with me to fly. I've already talked to him about this. You have to prepare your husband. I'm going to wife mode in a minute right now, but you have to kind of like prepare him without shocking, like, because my husband is not used to that. So I want to go to Florida. I want to go to Ireland. I want to go to other places. And so I'm kind of like working that up. So we're going to call you and see how it's going to go, Tanisha.
I would love to do that. And I just want to say to the ladies here today, Doreen Reid, she is nothing but the truth. If you want to take your business to the next level, and I'm not just saying that, you need to reach out to her. I can tell you from where I was when I first started working with her, or she started working with me, to where I am now, it's nothing but God. So please reach out to her. I'm telling you, God is amazing. And we are all entrepreneurs, but we are kingdompreneurs. And she's going to show you exactly where you need to be. And so I just thank you, Miss Doreen. You are truly amazing. And like you say, you burn the box.
We have no boxes, and it's amazing that you say that, because as the kingdompreneur coach, that I've been sent to unlock what's inside you, the mission, the message, and the mandate. I've been sent to do that. So, when you're coaching with me and you're getting these understandings of what your mission is, what your message, what your mandate is, you can really go forward. And so I do have a coaching program coming up, and I'm actually doing a spring special, ladies. Yes, a spring special, limited time only. It's within 3 days. We're going to be dropping it on Monday. You'll literally have 72 hours to get in on Leaders Rising, the Think Tank series, and to work personally with me. I'm so excited about this spring special. So if you're interested in this spring special, you can go ahead and get a leg up on everybody else and go ahead and inbox me, because when it drops Monday, you will literally have only 72 hours to make an investment in you, to unlock what's inside you, the mission, the message, the mandate. This has been Doreen Lettsome Reid, the Kingdompreneur Moment Live Show. Come on and drop it like it's hot now. Drop it in the comment. # the confident woman. We'll see you next week. Y'all have a good one.